Hello everyone. So today in this video session we'll discuss problem number 11 related to projection of solids. The question is a hexagonal prism 25 mm sides of base and 50 mm axis length rests on HP and one of its corners of the base such that the two base edges containing the corner on which it rests make equal inclinations with HP. Draw the projections of the prism when the axis of the prism is inclined to HP at 40 degrees and appears to be inclined to VP at 45 degrees. So this is the question that they have given. So I have noted few points related to the question what they have given. So first and foremost thing is, so we need to understand what type of solid it is, whether it is a prism or pyramid. So here in this case, so it's telling that it is a hexagonal prism. So type of solid is prism. Okay, so if I say prism, so you will be having the base as well as the top face, and you will be having the lateral faces as rectangular faces. So if you see the prism from the front, it looks like a rectangle. So what type of prism it is? So it is a hexagonal prism. So the base will be the hexagon and top face will be the hexagon. Okay, and what are the sizes of that hexagonal prism? So he has given the base is 25 mm. It means that all the side lengths of the hexagon is 25 mm and the height of the prism is 50 mm. So this height is nothing but the axis length of the prism that they have given in the question, that is 50 mm. So we'll solve this problem. So this is about the type of solid. So it is hexagonal prism. So now we will solve the problem in three positions. The first position is the normal position, second is second position, and third position will take the inclinations with respect to the reference planes. So first position, normal position. So we need to identify in which plane the solid is resting. So here, so if I just read the question, 25 mm sides of base and 50 mm axis length rests on HP, means the resting plane is horizontal plane. So how it is resting on this horizontal plane is, it is resting on one of its corners of the base. It means, so the resting position is corner. So the base corner, it is resting on one of its base corner. So in this case of projection of solids, so we will take always the resting position towards my right hand side. So now let us go through that. So resting plane I have written as HP and it is resting on one of its corners of the base. So I'll place the resting corner towards my right hand side. So whatever the corner that comes towards my right hand side, that will be my resting corner. So I'll consider the base corner as my resting corner. So now I'll take the top view and front view in this particular position. If I see this prism from the top view, so it looks like an hexagon. It looks like a hexagon. So if I see the front view, so it looks like a rectangle. Okay, in this rectangle, how many lateral edges? Lateral edges means the side edges of the prism. Okay, the vertical edges. So here in this case, in the rectangle, we will be having 4 lateral edges and the axis line is visible. 4 lateral edges are visible and the axis line is also visible to you. So we'll see how do we get that 4 lateral edges and the axis line. We'll see that in the construction. So we have understood that top view, it looks like an hexagon, and that hexagon we need to construct in such a way that the corner should come towards your right hand side. And we will take the front view of that. Front view will get it as a rectangle. So height, so breadth as well as height. So height he has given it as 50. So what are the projections that we'll take from the top view? That will be the width of the rectangle. Okay. So now let us go to the construction. So I'll take the sheet, construction sheet here. So now in this sheet I have considered the XY line. So with respect to this XY line, I have written so VP and HP, because always we'll consider the first angle of projection. So after taking VP and HP, so what I have done is, so I have considered the any one point. So I have taken the reference points already, but I'll show how to do this. So I have considered one point on the XY line. So with respect to this point, I have placed the protractor. I have taken the protractor, I have placed it on that XY line, and I have considered one 90-degree point. So with respect to this 90-degree point, I have drawn a thin line, so thin projection line. So this will be your reference line. Okay, so with respect to this 90-degree, this vertical line, so what I'll do is, so I'll measure I need to construct an hexagon, construct a hexagon. So how to construct a hexagon is, first we'll draw the circle of the radius that is equals to the base of the hexagon. So the size of the hexagon is 25 mm. So hence I am taking the distance as 25 mm with the help of the compass. I'll choose any one point on this vertical line. So I have chosen this point. So with respect to this point, what I'll do is, I'll draw the circle. Okay, you draw a very thin circle. Okay, don't make it dark, like this. You construct a circle of radius 25 mm. The size of the circle depends upon the size of the hexagon. So now, after drawing this circle, what we need to do is, so I need the hexagon in such a way that the corner should come towards my right hand side, right? So we must get the corner resting hexagon. So in order to obtain the corner, so what I'll do is, I need to consider the horizontal diameter. So I'll be having the vertical diameter point already, line. So now I need to obtain the horizontal diameter. Okay, so what I'll do is, so I'll place my protractor at the midpoint of the circle, so along that vertical line. So with respect to that point, I'll take 90 degree. So now after taking 90 degree, I'll draw a line passing through that 90 degree point and the center point of the circle in order to obtain the horizontal diameter. So I'll get two corners on the circumference of the circle. So these two are the corners of the hexagon. Two corners I have got. I need to obtain the remaining four corners. So what I'll do is, so I'll be having 25 mm in the compass. So you place your compass at the starting point on the circumference of the circle on that horizontal diameter, and you cut two arcs on either sides of the diameter on the circumference of the circle. So with the same dimension, so you place your compass at the another end point of the diameter. So similarly, you cut two arcs on the circumference of the circle. Okay, so in this way I'll get the another two corners. So I have got the totally four corners now. Four arcs, four corners of the hexagon. So in that manner, so we'll obtain the six corners of the hexagon. So now let me join all those six edges as thick continuous lines. So this must be dark line, first edge of the hexagon. So this is the second edge of the hexagon. So this is third edge. So here I'll get the fourth edge of the hexagon. So fifth edge. So these lines must be thick continuous lines, because if I see this solid from the top, so only the top face will be visible. Okay, the namings, so all the base corners I have to consider with suffix 1, so on the top face corners without any suffix. Okay, so now I have got the six edges of the hexagon. So let me do the dimensioning. So take the extension line from any two corners. You need to mark one side length and the one angle, interior angle. So length is how much? 25. And what is the angle of this hexagon? 120 degrees. So you mark the angle also. Okay, so now I'll go with the namings. So the base corners should be mentioned with suffix 1. If I see the prism from the top, so what I'll get? So all the base corners I can't see, only the top face corners I can see. Okay, so you place all the base corners with suffix 1 inside the brackets. So hence I'll write it as A of A1. This point will be B of B1. This is C of C1. So here I'll get D of D1, E of E1 point here, and finally F of F1. Okay, so since this is a solid, so the center point of this cross section is very important for us. So through that particular center point, we'll be having the axis line passing through it. Okay, so how to obtain this the midpoint of the hexagon, the center point of the hexagon is, so we have drawn two diameters, so we have to draw the diagonals. So let me draw the diagonals, that is better. Otherwise, so what are the center point through which you have drawn the circle, that itself will be the center point of your hexagon. Okay, so through this particular point, so you'll be having the axis passing through it. The naming of the axis, I will call it as O of O1. I have not put dashes here because it is my top view, not the front view. If it is the front view, I will put the dashes. So this is about the top view. How to obtain the front view is, I need to take the projections from each and every corner. Okay, so take the projection lines. So if I take the projections from this C of C1, so the line also passes through this point E of E1, like this. So already that O1 line is there. So I'll take the projections from this B of B1, that also passes through F of F1. Okay, finally I'll be having the point passing through A of A1. Okay, after obtaining these vertical projections, So what I need to do is, I need to take the height of the prism. So what is the axis length he has given in the question? He has given it as 50 mm. So you project the same lines above to a distance of 50 mm. So I'll draw the boundary edges. The height of the rectangle, I need to obtain it as 50 mm. Okay, so here I'll get 50 mm again. So this is the width of the rectangle. So in the front view I'll get it like this. So this boundary edges I'll join. This will be 50. Okay, now so what about this inside edges? So let us draw these are the two lateral edges. So this will be the base and this will be the top face. So now I'll consider the another points, the remaining corners. So this is one projection line here. So there is no axis passing through this line. So we need to draw this line as thick continuous line. So extend this projection. Okay, like this. So this will become a thick continuous line. So if I consider this axis point, so many of you will be having the doubt whether I should draw this line as axis line or so whether I should represent it as thick continuous line. So here consider the center point of the hexagon. Exactly below this center point, I don't have any corner of the hexagon. Okay, if you can't imagine, you can do it in this manner. Okay, so exactly below the center point of the hexagon, I don't have any corner of the hexagon. Okay, so if I see this object from the front, so directly, and if I assume that this prism is made up of glass, I can see this point directly, that is axis point. So axis line is visible to you, so hence that should be drawn as axis line. So if I get the corner of the hexagon exactly below this point O of O1, so then that becomes a continuous line. So we have done that in case of side resting problem. Okay, now it remains as axis. So this axis should be drawn as thin chain line. This line should be thin line, remember that. Okay, next is this edge. So this edge is visible to you, and you draw this line as thick continuous line like this. Okay, so I have got the front view as a rectangle. So now how to do the naming is, so I'll do all the base corner namings first. Okay, then I'll go to the top face corners. So this point is, I'll consider the namings with suffix 1. So that will be the base corner. So I am having only one point. So directly I'll write this point as A1 dash. So that will be your resting corner. Okay. Next is B1 and F1 we are having on the same line. That is second line. So F1 is nearer to the X line. You place that F1 inside the bracket. So B1 dash of F1 dash. So this point O, so which is lying inside the hexagon. So hence I should write this as O1 dash inside the bracket. So next I am having C1 and E1. So I should write this point as C1 dash of E1 dash like this. Okay. So finally I am having D1. So I should write D1 here. D1 dash. So all the namings, so you put as it is above without suffix 1. So this point I call it as A dash. This point I call it as B dash of F dash. So this point will be O dash. I am placing it inside the bracket because so it is lying inside the boundary. So that is hexagon. So that next point is C dash of E dash. So next point is D dash. This is about the front view. So only thing that is missing is the dimensional. So please don't forget to mark the dimensions. So take the extension line. So with respect to the extension line, you take the dimension line and you write the value as 50. This is the height of the prism. Okay, so this completes the top view and the front view in case of first position, that is the normal position. Now I'll go to the question. So I should take the second condition. So whether I should get the condition with respect to HP or VP, how do you identify is, so you see on which plane this solid is resting. The solid is resting on HP. Since it is resting on HP, I need to take the condition with respect to HP. So what is the condition with respect to HP in the question? The condition is the axis of the prism is inclined to HP at 40 degrees. So what is the angle of inclination? So 40 degrees I need to consider. Okay. So now what I should do here? So I need to redraw the first position front view figure inclined at an angle of 40 degrees. Okay. First we need to do that, because so here if we consider this, the first position front view, here I am having the axis line. So this axis line is exactly parallel with respect to VP and it is perpendicular to HP because it is standing on HP like this. So and all these lateral edges, if you observe, since it is a prism, so all these lateral edges are vertical and all these lateral edges are parallel with respect to this axis line. So in the second position, if I go to the second position, so I should incline this axis line to an angle of how much? 40 degrees with respect to HP. Why we have to incline that with respect to HP is because it is resting on HP. Okay, it is resting on the corner, on one of its base corners. Okay, it is resting on HP and on one of its base corners. So we have understood that. So axis line should get tilted to an angle of 45 degrees. If this axis line is tilting to an angle of 40 degrees, sorry, that is 40 degrees. Okay, if the axis line makes an angle of 40 degrees, so automatically all these edges, that is the lateral edges which are parallel to each other, that will also get tilted to an angle of 40 degrees. Okay, so now by keeping those points in the mind, so I will do the construction now. So how to construct is, so I need to rotate this rectangle as it is to an angle of 40 degrees. So how to construct? So first I need to obtain the reference point. So which is my reference point? That is the base corner, that is A1 dash. I'll consider any one point on this XY line. You choose this point properly. See to that you will be having the space for the third position. We need to complete entire problem within a sheet. So I'll consider the appropriate point, this resting point, that is A1 dash. So with respect to this point, so I need to take the angle of inclination, that is 40 degrees. Place your protractor at point A1 dash along that XY line. Okay. After placing your protractor, you mark the angle, that is 40 degrees. Okay. So after drawing this 40 degree line, so you extend thin line passing through that 40 degree point as well as point A1. You draw a line like this. Okay. So now on this 40 degree line, I need to obtain the other end of that vertical edge, which is that A1 dash is there already. So I need to obtain this A dash. What is the distance from A1 dash to A dash? That is 50 mm. Okay. So now what I'll do is, I'll take the distance from A1 dash to A dash. So place the protractor at point A1 dash and you cut an arc and see where it intersects. So this point is, so now on this 40 degree line I have got point A dash. Okay. So this point I'll get it as A dash point. It is not A1 dash, it is A dash. Okay. So after obtaining the two boundary corners in this figure, so I need to obtain the another two boundary corners, that is D dash and D1 dash. So now I am having this lateral edge that is inclined at an angle of 40 degrees. In order to obtain these two corners, what I will do is, I need to obtain this top face edge as well as the base edge. So this top face and base edges are exactly perpendicular with respect to this lateral edge, that is A dash, A1 dash. So hence what I'll do is, I'll take the protractor. Okay, place your protractor along the 40 degree line at point A1 dash and you mark on 90 degree point. So next thing is, you place the same protractor along the same 45 degree line at point A1 dash and you mark one more 90 degree line. So with respect to these two 90 degree points, you draw a thin projection line. Okay, so place your scale and you draw a thin projection lines. So now on these two 90 degree lines, I need to obtain the remaining corners. So how to obtain is, so with the help of the compass, so you obtain all the corners with respect to this point A1 dash as well as A dash. First you take the boundary corners, that is A1 dash to D1 dash. Place at A1 dash and you cut an arc and see where it will intersect. Okay, with the same distance you place your compass at A dash point and you cut an arc. Okay, so now if I, in the same way, if I take the distances with respect to point A1 dash and A dash point, I'll obtain all the remaining corners that I have taken it already. Okay, so now let us do the namings first. So I'll complete the figure as it is, as I was having the first position front view. So I'll obtain the second position front view as it is there in the first position. First let me draw the boundary lines. So these boundary lines has to be thick continuous lines. So after doing that, you take these lateral edges, so you join them. So this edge has to be again dark line, thick continuous line. So the intermediate points I'll take. So this is one line, second edge, and this is the axis line, the center line. So that remains as axis itself. In this position it will not become a thick continuous line. Okay, and you can extend this line in order to represent the angle. We need to show the angle with respect to HP, right? So for that you need to extend. So next you draw a thin line, again the dark line, that is the third lateral edge that is visible to you, and fourth one already we have drawn it. Okay, now you write the angle of inclination here. How much we have taken? We have taken it as 40 degrees. So now do the namings as it is. So all the base corners with suffix 1. This point is B1 dash of F1 dash. So this point is O1 dash here. So this point will be C1 dash of E1 dash, and at last we will be having D1 dash. So above, without the suffix 1, D dash. This point will be C dash of E dash. This will be O dash. So this point will be B dash of F dash, and finally I am having A dash point. So once after obtaining all the corners, what I need to do is, so I need to draw the top view. Okay, so how to obtain this top view is, I need to take the projections, so with respect to this first position top view as well as second position front view. I'll extend the horizontal lines as well as vertical lines from each and every corner. So after taking the projections, so we will get the figure. So let me see that now.